Hi again, and welcome to today's top story. 'Tis the season. We're waiting anxiously for Santa Claus to show up. And there are a lot of things going on this time of the year for an awful lot of people. But I think it's important for us to remember that there are people who don't get to celebrate the way we get to celebrate. And I think it's important for us as a community to rally around that part of the community. Make sure, especially the kids, I feel like, really need to have some stuff to open in the morning and, you know, that sort of thing. Someone else who thinks the exact same way, joining us today, Alyssa Garofalo. Now, Alyssa, good to see you. We have to explain her sweater. She's going to a festive party. She's usually very businesslike, she said. And I just want people to know I don't usually dress like this.
I'm not always in a Christmas sweater, I promise.
Even in July.
Yeah,
she's lying. I saw her in July. So with
That's
the
true.
Yeah. Now, we're used to seeing you and speaking to you and knowing you from the Canadian Cancer Society.
Yes.
This Sock the Sue campaign is something totally separate. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is completely on my own. I just thought kind of one day I was buying more and more for my toddler, and I realized he just has so much. What does he really need? He's 19 months old. I was like, there are definitely others out there who could use it more than he can. And I contacted Children's Aid and tried to see what I can do on their end. And I sponsored a couple of children for Christmas, but I felt like it wasn't enough. And I'm only one person, so I really wanted to bring it to the whole community and see what the Sue could do for everyone. So that's how I started stocking the Sue.
I love this. This is so cute. And tell us how we can help.
So really, this is an initiative for anybody. We ask that you spend up to $20, which is pretty reasonable for most people.
Absolutely.
And fill these stockings with necessities and goodies for any age group. We have infants, toddlers, early school years, teenagers, adults, and seniors. And we do have a list that's available that helps to guide you with what you could fill the stocking with for the various age groups. And like these ones right here that I brought in, for example,
so cute,
are for a toddler boy and a toddler girl. And they have all sorts of things like books, coloring books, stuffed animals, hats and mittens are very important because not everyone has those, and it's cold here.
It is.
So I wanted to make sure to include those, bottles, just all sorts of toothbrushes, anything you could really think of that you could use on a day-to-day basis. Not everyone has those things. So I really want to include a little bit of both because you still want to put a smile on their face when they open it up.
Absolutely. I mean, toddlers, you know, they want the book and they want the ball. They get the toothbrush and
it's getting
like when
tossed, but they still need it.
Yeah, they still need it. So put that in the bottom, but they still need it. You know what? I think it's awesome that you have sort of suggestions. And how can we do that? How can we find your suggestion list again?
Well, you can actually just contact myself. So I'm available at 705-255-3312, or you can email me, and my name's a handful, but it's alyssamgarofalo@gmail.com.
Okay.
But
we'll put that up on the screen, maybe.
I will send that list.
That's terrific. Yeah. Now, do you find that there is a trend with people who are of your generation, because my kids are your age, and there's a real trend to coming back to the basics and remembering what the season is really all about, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a little bit nostalgic too, right? To really put yourself in a child and see through a child's eyes. And it is getting back to the basics because this is what we grew up with, is a stock stuffing on Christmas morning, and you kind of take it for granted. But in realizing more and more as I'm going through this, there are quite a few people that don't have that opportunity. So we want to make sure that Christmas is special for everyone and that no one is left out of that Christmas cheer. So we'll do what we can, and hopefully we get a great response from the Sue, as I know we do for so many other things.
Oh my gosh, it's a great community for rallying around good causes.
Absolutely. And just the response I've had already, and it's only been up for a couple of days, has been absolutely wonderful.
So if we have a stocking, we've got it stuffed nicely. Where do we bring it? What do we do with it?
Okay, so once it is stuffed, you can drop it off at one of 3 locations. the Cancer Society office, which is 390 McNabb Street, here at Superior Media, or the Sault Ste. Marie Downtown Association.
And I think it's really important to make people understand, and I think that's what's lovely about this campaign that you've worked on. First of all, you're doing it by yourself, which is awesome, because some people think, I really want to help and I don't know what to do. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be $100, because some people can't do that, right?
Especially around Christmas.
Exactly, right? Because you have your own kids and your grandkids and nieces and nephews and family and friends, and you know, everyone's busy, but $20 is absolutely reasonable. Did you like set out to put like what's I'm trying to put a restriction on the price?
Actually, I hadn't thought of it originally, but after discussions with Children's Aid, they recommended a limit around there, because you don't want two stockings going to the same family and one has hundreds of dollars worth of items and one has 10. So just, it keeps it consistent for everyone so that no one feels like they didn't get quite as much.
Isn't that brilliant?
And you can actually get a lot with $20. These are stuffed.
You know what? They really are. They're stuffed. And it's awesome to know, because like I said, people think, you know, I want to donate, I want to be generous, and that's awesome, but it doesn't have to be a monstrous amount. These two, like for $40, you're giving back to your community and taking care of kids who might not have anything to open up on Christmas morning, especially Christmas morning.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, and your toddler's sort of teaching you as you're teaching him, huh?
Yes, he is. He was helping me stock these as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. And he's young enough now that it's a great opportunity to rekindle in him and in yourself what the real meaning is of the season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm trying to teach him the best I can that he can do this with me in years to come.
And it's interesting because I have friends who have grandchildren or younger children, and they talk about how kids nowadays get so much and they don't even realize it. You know, they open a present, they don't acknowledge it, especially if it's something that kids aren't, you know, thrilled about, like clothing or a pair of mitts or something like that. They don't even acknowledge it. They just wait and come on, like go to the next one.
Tossed and move on.
It's just absolutely vital, I think, to remind kids that there are kids who don't have.
Yes. And I mean, it's so true. They're overwhelmed by the number of presents that they get on Christmas morning, whereas there are other children that this is what they're getting. And we need to remember that, and that's why I've said necessities and goodies again, because some kids really don't have these items. They're going to go a long way in our cold winters, and then we still want to make them smile and give them something fun. So those other items are in there too. But it's so wonderful to know that even if we help a few people, it's more than would have had this originally.
Exactly.
So I'm just so excited to have this opportunity.
I think it's absolutely phenomenal that a young woman took it upon yourself to do this on their own.
It's not that much.
No, but seriously, for you to, I mean, you work full time, you have a toddler, you know, everybody's always talking about how busy we are, including myself. But for you to take the time to put this effort forward is really commendable.
Well, I did it more of a challenge, honestly. My husband, when I was buying more and more for these children that I was sponsoring, said, you're only one person, you can't change the world. And I heard that, and I said, why not?
Right.
Really, I can try. At very least, I could try to make an impact. So I took it as a challenge for myself too, to see what I could do. And I called the city and I called the Downtown Association just to see if there were any rules surrounding this. And it really was quite open. So everyone has the opportunity to make a difference.
And you know what, your husband, I totally understand the perspective. You can't change the world, but you're going to change someone's world.
Absolutely.
And you're going to make a difference, and you're going to make this child, this teen, this person who you know or suspect has less than you could possibly imagine, you're going to make their Christmas. And I think their faith in humanity reignited again.
And you know what, it's not just children. Like I said, there's seniors on the list, there are adults, so we have to remember that we do have in the gift cards or other necessities that they could use.
Absolutely. Necessities and fun stuff too. Always remember people who don't have as much as us on Christmas. I think you're doing such an awesome thing.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
so happy you came in to talk to us.
Thank you for
you've
having me.
inspired me. You really have. I appreciate it. If we want to get a hold of you, your phone number again?
705-255-3312.
Or you can go to the Cancer Society office on McNabb.
Yes.
Terrific. Don't forget, stock a stuffing. Somebody needs it out there. Alyssa, so good of you to come by. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with Top Story right after this.